with our Exodus reading leading up to Passover. And we are in the book of Genesis, starting with Joseph, our patriarch Joseph of the 12 tribes of Israel. And we would like to pick it up at chapter 43. The book of Genesis, chapter 43.
Let me read. You got it.
I read it. The book of Genesis, chapter 43, starting at verse 1. And the famine was sore in the land, and it came to pass when they had eaten up the corn which they had brought out of Egypt, their father said unto them, Go again, buy us a little food.
You know, let's rewind. Let's go back to 42, verse 33. Just a recap, because we left off last week. Joseph had found out his brothers that came, and he's putting them to the test. He's kind of getting a little payback for, a little light payback for them sending him into slavery. Mm-hmm. So now he's sending them back, and he wants, he's keeping Simeon, and he wants them to go back, tell Jacob that, he kept Simeon. You already lost Joseph, and now they want you to send Benjamin. So that's where we're at in the story. So go ahead.
And this is also Joseph's dream coming to fruition, what we are witnessing. He told his brothers that he was going to have a dream that his brothers and his fathers was going to come bow down to him in a dream previously. And they were mad at him because of the dream, so they sold him off into Egypt unto some Ishmaelites, which took him down into the land of Egypt. And this is his dream coming into fruition right before their eyes, and they not realizing this is happening. All right. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 42, starting at verse 33. And the man, the Lord of the country, said unto us, Hereby shall I know that ye are true men. Leave one of your brethren here with me, and take food for the famine of your households, and be gone, and bring your youngest brother unto me. Then shall I know that ye are no spies, but that ye are true men. So will I deliver you your brother, and ye shall traffic in the land. And it came to pass, as they emptied their sacks, that behold, every man's bundle of money was in his sack. And when both they and their father saw the bundles of money, they were afraid. And Jacob, their father, said unto them, Me have ye bereaved. Of my children, Joseph is not, and Simeon is not. And ye will take Benjamin away? All these things are against me. And Reuben spake unto his father, saying, Slay my two sons, if I bring him not to thee. Deliver him into my hand, and I will bring him to thee again. And he said, My son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he is left alone. If mischief befall him by the way in the which ye go, then shall ye bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. The book of Genesis, chapter 43, verse 1. And the famine was sore in the land, and it came to pass, when they had eaten up the corn which they had brought out of Egypt, their father said unto them, Go again, buy us a little food. And Judah spake unto him, saying, The man did solemnly protest unto us, saying, Ye shall not see my face, except your brother be with you. If ye wilt send our brother with us, we will go down and buy thee food. But if thou wilt not send him, we will not go down. For the man said unto us, Yea, shall not see the face, except your brother be with you. And Israel said, Wherefore dealt ye so ill with me, as to tell the man whether ye had yet a brother? And they said, The man asked us straightly of our state and of our kindred, saying, Is your father yet alive? Have ye another brother? And we told him according to the tenure of these words. Could we certainly know that he would say, Bring your brother down? And Judah said unto Israel, his father, send the lad with me, and we will arise and go, that we may live and not die, both we and thou, and also our little ones. I will be surety for him. Of my hand shalt thou require him. If I bring him not unto thee, and set him before thee, then let me bear the blame forever. For except we had lingered surely, now we had returned this second time.
And you see that Judah, even back in these times, was sticking up and putting himself on the line to get the things done. He's telling his father, like, let us go get the food. And if you don't come back, I'm going to put it on my shoulders. And then now we see that Christ, the tribe of Judah, he did what? He put the nation on his shoulders. So we see that Judah was already stepping up, even way back then.
He was being a lion. Verse 11, and their father Israel said unto them, if it must be so now, do this. Take up the best fruits in the land in your vessels, and carry down the man a present, a little balm and a little honey, spices and myrrh, nuts and almonds, and take double money in your hand, and the money that was brought again in the mouth of your sacks, carry it again in your hand. Peradventure, it was an oversight.
See that? So what's Jacob showing here? By doing all these things, knowing he knows what could happen, right? That evil could come. So he's understanding that, and he's thinking ahead, right? Let's go to Proverbs 22 and 3.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
See that? The prudent man, that's Jacob. He sees the evil that can happen, and he's hiding himself from the evil by what? He's securing all these things that might already appease and keep Pharaoh, or the ruler of Egypt, from wishing to do more evil to him, keeping his sons from him and allowing them to come back and to bring the food and his sons. So it's the same way we've seen him with Esau. What happened? Jacob had faith in the Most High, but he sent Esau what? He sent his flocks. He sent things ahead to give to Esau, so that his mind is already like he's already has a good will towards Jacob.
He coming with humility towards him. He's preparing himself for the danger to come pretty much. He's saying like, okay, he might have accidentally left this money in the sack, but we're going to give him triple the money and show him that if he's angered us, we got triple the money for the money that you may have think that we have taken from you.
So that's wisdom though. These are little things to pay attention to. You want to utilize these ways in your everyday life, right?
Okay.
All right.
Verse 14, and Yahweh Almighty give you mercy before the man, that he may send away your other brother and Benjamin. If I be bereaved of my children, I am bereaved. And the men took the present, and they took double money in their hand, and Benjamin, and rose up and went down to Egypt and stood before Joseph. And when Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to the ruler of his house, bring these men home and slay and make ready, for these men shall dine with me at noon. And the man did as Joseph bade, and the man brought the men into Joseph's house. And the men were afraid because they were brought into Joseph's house. And they said, because of the money that was returned in our sacks at the first time, are we brought in, that he may seek occasion against us and fall upon us and take us for bondmen and our asses. And they came near to steward of Joseph's house, and they communed with him at the door of the house and said, oh, sir, we came indeed down at the first time to buy food. And it came to pass when we came to the end that we opened our sacks, and behold, every man's money was in the mouth of his sack, our money in full weight, and we have bought it again in our hand. And other money have we brought down in our hands to buy food. We cannot tell who put our money in our sacks. And he said, peace be to you. Fear not. Your power and the power of your father have given you treasure in your sacks.
See that? So Joseph, we know Joseph's the one that put the money in the sack.
Yeah. So
he's telling them, don't even worry about it. The Most High put whatever you got in your sack. I have your money. You see that? He said, I had your money. But we didn't read that part yet. Go ahead.
I had your money, and he brought Simeon out unto them.
So the money you paid me for the last thing you came to buy, I got that money. So he's just acting like he don't know nothing about it still. Whatever you had in your sack, Most High was blessing you. I don't even know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
And the man brought the men into Joseph's house and gave them water, and they washed their feet, and he gave their asses provender. And they made ready the present against Joseph, came at noon, for they heard that they should eat bread there. And when Joseph came home, they brought him the present which was in their hand into the house and bowed themselves to him to the earth. And he asked them of their welfare and said, is your father well, the old man of whom you speak? Is he yet alive? And they answered, thy servant of our father is in good health. He is yet alive. And they bowed down their heads and made obeisance. And he lifted up his eyes and saw his brother Benjamin, his mother's son, and said, is this your younger brother of whom ye spake unto me? And he said, God be gracious unto thee, my son. And Joseph made haste, for his bowels did yearn upon his brother, and he sought where to weep. And he entered into his chamber and wept there. And he washed his face and went out and refrained himself and said, set on bread. And they set on for him by himself, and for them by themselves, and for the Egyptians which did eat with him by themselves, because the Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews, for that is an abomination unto the Egyptians. And they sat before him the firstborn according to his birthright, and the youngest according to his youth. And the men marveled one at another. And he took and sent messages unto them from before him. But Benjamin's mess was 5 times so much as any of theirs. And they drank and were merry with him.
Real quick, and this is another way you can see that why where we live today. That's what spiritual Egypt. It's called spiritual Egypt, right? Well, what happened here in this back in the 40s, 50s back then?
They didn't want you with us either,
right? White only fountains, white only restaurants. Y'all go over there. Yeah, it's the same thing back then. The Egyptians. It was an abomination to them to eat with the Hebrews. Right. So it's the same way then, it's the same way today.
Pretty much segregation at the council.
Go ahead.
And he commanded the steward of his house, saying, fill the men's sacks with food, as much as they can carry, and put every man's money in his sack's mouth, and put my
Real
cup.
Quick, I'm sorry. Another thing back at verse 33. Because a lot of people, they be like, why y'all do things in order? What's up with the rank and things like that? 33, read that again.
And they sat before him the firstborn according to his birthright, and the youngest according to his youth. And the men marveled one at another.
So they were sitting in order. So the firstborn took the best seat. And then it went down the line into the youngest. Right. So we always moved in order. When we go up further into Exodus, you see that we had camps and we set aside leaders for different tribes. We've always operated that way. Everything being done decently in order. We've been in order.
What is sack's mouth?
The sack. Just opening of the sack.
Yeah, like open this is the mouth of the crate. Your backpack. Yeah.
I want to make sure I knew what I was talking about.
Okay.
All right, we can back where we was at.
Could I make one point?
Yeah.
I think in Psalms 50, it teaches you that the Most High said He's going to set Israel in order before the nation's eyes. See, Most High said it's everything decently and in order. Right? So order is very important.
Very important.
So we're talking about militarily, economically, your household, everything is important. Structure, right?
Yes.
It's important. But now the problem is, Israel now is out of order. See, that's the problem. But like the brother was saying, you see how the Most High going to set things in order. Even just to sit down and eat, we were in order. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just to eat, we were in order. Right?
The first time I heard it reference being slave, I misunderstood it at first, but I went back over it and I realized that they slaved whatever they had to slave so they can eat.
Right. They wasn't saving up, storing up like, we got.
Right.
You got your
You
meat
don't
in
eat it
the
all,
freezer
it's gonna
for.
go
Yeah.
bad.
Now we got freezers and we
That's
keep
right.
meat for months.
Right.
They was to eat what they was eating that day. They was slaying it that day.
Yeah, but that's what the purpose is at Passover, that you pick something that your family can eat, a side that your family can eat, because they didn't want you to waste it.
Mm-hmm. Or you share it with the next,
And you
or
share
two
with the
families.
neighbor.
Yeah, two
Exactly.
families get.
Exactly.
You get how much is. Yeah, it ain't gonna go to waste. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
The book of Genesis, chapter 44, verse 1. And he commanded the steward of his house, saying, fill the men's sacks with food as much as they can carry, and put every man's money in his sack's mouth, and put my cup, the silver cup, in the sack's mouth of the youngest, and his corn money. And he did according to the word that Joseph had spoken. As soon as the morning was light, the men were sent away, they and their asses. And when they were gone out of the city, and not yet far off, Joseph said unto his servants, up, follow after the men. And when thou dost overtake them, say unto them, wherefore have you rewarded evil for good? If not, this is in which my Lord drinketh, and whereby indeed he divineth. Ye have done evil in so doing. And he overtook them, and he spake unto them these same words. And they said unto him, wherefore saith my Lord these words? Yahweh forbid that thy servant should do according to this thing. Behold, the money which we found in our sacks' mouths, we bought again unto thee out of the land of Canaan. How then should we steal out of the Lord's house silver and gold? With whomsoever of thy servants it be found, both let him die, and we also will be my Lord's bondmen. And he said, now also, let it be according unto your words. He with whom it is found shall be my servants, and ye shall be blameless. Then they speedily took down every man his sack to the ground, and opened every man his sack. And he searched and began at the eldest, and left at the youngest. And the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. Then they rent their clothes, and ladded every man his ass, and returned to the city. And Judah and his brethren came to Joseph's house, for he was yet there, and they fell before him on the ground. And Joseph said unto them, what deed is this that ye have done? Wot ye not that such a man as I can certainly divine? And Judah said, what shall we say unto my Lord?
And he's asking them, you thought I wouldn't know? I see visions. Go ahead.
What shall we speak? Or how shall we clear ourselves? Yahweh hath found out the iniquity of thy servants. Behold, we are my Lord's servants.
Real quick. So now that guilt is coming back to mind. What iniquity is he talking about?
Oh, never mind.
What was you gonna say?
Joseph being sold on the Egypt.
Exactly. They didn't do iniquity now. Now it's coming back to mind. That iniquity that we did to Joseph, that's coming back to us now that we coming down here to Egypt.
Come.
Like go to Sirach 23 and 19, right quick. Like you can't hide from the Most High. You might think everything is good, you done did evil, you even getting good coming to you, but the Most High, he's going to find that evil out. We can't hide that. And when you least expect it, that's when it's going to hit you like, oh, the Most High, he get me. Yeah. So Yahweh have found out the iniquity of thy servants.
The book of Sirach, chapter 23, verse 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of Yahweh are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, belonging.
See, when they was doing what they did with Joseph, they wasn't thinking about the Most High at that time. They was thinking about the eyes of men. Like, first off, what they do afterwards. They went back to Jacob and told him some story, right? They thought they could hide because the eyes of men. Go ahead.
Beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts.
Yep. Oh, keep going. Keep reading down. We're going to 21.
He knew all things ere ever they were created. So also after they were perfected, he looked upon them all. This man shall be punished in the streets of the city. And
this man what?
This man shall be punished in the streets of the city, and where he suspecteth not, he shall be taken.
Not, he shall be taken. They going through all this, not even suspecting. Now, like I said, now it's coming to mind. Where he is expecting not, he shall be taken. Drop that. Go to Job 5 and 12. Job 5 and 12.
The book of Job, chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. They meet the darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as the night.
Going too fast. Read 12 again.
He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
That's the part one. So he taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
The
craft they did was what? They took Joseph, they sold him into slavery, they came back, and now, once again, now it's coming. Now they in the situation. They ready to go into slavery.
And they think it's their torment coming back to them for what they did. You know what I mean?
And they even ready to offer themselves up for the slavery. Like whoever found in the he's gonna tell them, don't let Benjamin go. Take me into slavery. And before that, he's like, that's everything they're thinking. Like, we're about to go into slavery because they found this cup that we being accused of stealing.
Right.
And we know that we didn't do it. That's the Most High getting us back. That's the thing about it. They know they didn't steal the cup, but all these things are happening now. The Most High getting us.
I got a scripture for that. Okay, this is Exodus 21, 16, and 17. I think it's more than just going into slavery.
Go ahead.
And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hands, he shall surely be put to death. Count 1. 17. And he that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. They put a curse on his father as well. These are all death sentences.
That's a fear there too. That's a fear in the mind. Like, they going into Egypt with a pharaoh that puts people to death. They don't know what's going to happen. That's why they're like, we'll be your bondmen for life. They'd rather be bondmen for life than the other thing happen. They know it can be death.
That's what they fearing anyway.
Yeah, that's
right
the
now
fear.
They got the fear of the Most High falling upon them, and it's falling on them by the hand of their brother, and they don't even realize that this is what's going on because they put themselves in their own scenario.
Some of the controversy is that they'd rather be judged by the heathen when it comes to this issue instead of God of their creation, because that's a death sentence on our side, and that's how Esau works today. He'll rather be judged under his law system, but the last thing he wants to do is to come back and say, "Thus saith the Lord," in this righteous death.
Right. That was all. You got to remember that was all by the providence of the Most High, showing Joseph that dream, the coat, and that he would, his brothers would bow down to him.
Right.
They were always jealous of Joseph.
Yeah.
They was always jealous of Joseph. You know, because Jacob loved Raquel so much, but she was barren, and she was able to give Jacob
children,
Benjamin and Joseph.
Right.
So when the Most High brought them forth, you know, Joseph was like on a level, and Jacob knew it too. Jacob knew it, and when you read in other histories, it tells you that when the brothers did that to Joseph and sold Joseph into captivity and all that, they didn't know he was going to be sold into captivity. They left him for dead, right?
Yeah.
So, but Jacob, he was like, "What have y'all have done?" So Jacob thought that it was because of his sins, the reason why this has happened. You got to read in other histories, but Jacob thought it was because of his sins that the Most High was doing this.
Cursed.
Right. Okay. This is what Jacob was thinking, but it was all done by the prophets of the Most High, because the Most High wanted to eventually bring us into Egypt and build us into a nation, and then have, of course, in the history, Moses, deliver us out of Egypt, right, and then build us into a nation. But Jacob thought it was because of his sins also, right? And not you're bringing out now the other sons are saying, wait a minute, the Most High is having this happen to us because of what we did to Joseph. So it always comes back. The Most High can always bring your sins to home.
It says that in the book of Genesis, chapter 42 and 36, that's how Jacob was thinking. You know what I mean? It says, and Jacob, their father, said unto them, me have you bereaved of my children. Joseph is not, and Simeon is not, and ye will take Benjamin away. All these things are against me. Right. So he was recognizing that his iniquity could be against him too as well.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, let's think. Now, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are considered the forefathers of the promise, righteous forefathers. But you got to remember, they had their little iniquities too.
Oh yes.
But why does the Most High say they are my righteous sons, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Because they had faith in the Most High. See, did King David sin? Yeah, he sinned. Yeah, but the Most High, exactly, his faith. So Abraham's sin was covered because of his faith, right?
Absolutely.
His faith was accounted for what? Righteousness. Right? So same thing with Isaac and Jacob.
Yeah.
But here, like he brought out, Jacob thought it was my sins that did this. The reason why I lost Joseph. He's thinking he lost Joseph. He's thinking some wild animal may have gotten to him or something like that, right? But he didn't know.
And that also shows the humility and not that prideful nature.
Right.
Because in the prayer of Manasseh, it says that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they didn't sin.
Right.
But he just said, I think he's thinking that it happened because of his sins.
Because of his sins,
He's not going to justify himself.
Right.
You see,
exactly.
That's what you see.
Exactly.
That these men ain't justifying themselves. Right.
They humble themselves. Right.
Right. Go to Galatians 6:7. Galatians 6:7. This is another thing. This is what we're seeing happening with Judah. Galatians 6:7. He's saying that the Most High is not mocked.
You said Galatians?
Oh,
6:7. Right.
Galatians 6 and 7.
The book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived. Yahweh is not mocked. Mm-hmm. For whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap.
So that's what they reaping. They reaping that seed that they done sowed with Joseph.
Verse 8. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
Life everlasting. And what also comes with life everlasting? Peace. The gifts of the Most High is peace. Right?
Yes.
And what are they suffering from? Everything in their mind is havoc right now.
Fear.
They lacking peace of mind right now.
Yes, sir.
Their sins are coming back to remembrance. This is the battle that we're in every day. This is the trial of man is in his reasoning every day. Your reasoning has to be on point and walking in the right ways. I got one more. Psalms 146 and 9. Then we go back.
And then read the one in Job 4 and 8 also. I mean, go to the one in Galatians.
Okay. You can go there first.
Job 4 and 8.
Or either one. Either one. You get the Job. I got the Psalms.
The book of Job, chapter 4, verse 8. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. By the blast of Yahweh they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed.
Right. That goes with Galatians 6 and 7.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
Plow iniquity, you're going to reap the same.
That's Psalms 146 and 9.
And it always doesn't come right away.
Only in his time.
Yeah, only in his time.
Yeah, it might come 20 years later.
Exactly.
That's right. Or it might
You chilling.
Because how long was Joseph like a slave, a servant in Egypt? About 12 years?
Probably before that happened.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah,
Something
about 12 years.
Before he rose to power.
Yeah, before he rose to power, he was a servant to the Pharaoh for like 12 years.
Mhm.
So, of course, just before that, that's when his brothers sold him and, left him for dead and all that. So, just think 12 years before that, now they probably had forgotten that they had did that and all that.
Yeah.
Understand?
What I find interesting is that they didn't recognize it.
No, they didn't recognize it.
Yeah. So
they
that
had
you know it's
forgotten
a
about that.
bit of time.
Huh?
You know it's a bit of time that passed.
Yes.
A bit of time had passed. So the Most High always can bring your sins back.
And even the Father didn't recognize him.
Mhm.
But we ain't got
because he
there
was
yet.
dead.
We ain't got there yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
let alone that, he was recognized like as Imhotep. You know what I mean? He was an Egyptian garb. You know what I mean? He probably had a little cat liner on, like Pharaoh. You know, he had the mustache, the beard. He looked like an Egyptian. You know what I mean?
But I was about to make the point. You see how the Most High took all that time, over 12 years.
Yeah.
And now, when they see Joseph in the seat of power, they still don't recognize him. Now they're thinking about what they did to Joseph 12 years ago.
Yeah.
The Most High can call your sins home. He can bring it back to you.
Rewind.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You got it?
No, I wasn't there.
Book of Psalms, chapter 146, verse 9. Yahweh, I'm going to go above, start 8. Yahweh openeth the eyes of the blind. Yahweh raiseth them that are bowed down. Yahweh loveth the righteous. Yahweh preserveth the strangers. He relieveth the fatherless and widow. But the way of the wicked he turneth upside down. And the way is Psalms 146 and 9.
146.
Yeah, I started 8.
8 and 9.
But the part of the way of the wicked he turneth upside down, that's in verse 9. So that's everything's getting turned upside down for them. Okay.
Come.
All right, we can go back.
Where we at?
Verse 16.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
The book of Genesis, chapter 44, verse 16. And Judah said, what shall we say unto my Lord? What shall we speak? Or how shall we clear ourselves? Yahweh hath found out the iniquity of the servants. Behold, we are my Lord's servants, both we and he also, with whom the cup is found.
And that's about that trying to avoid death. You watch any like old movies where they come into the king, it's always, look, we're thy servants. They always put that out there. They come to the king like it's to keep him calm. Like, look, we're your servants, man.
Come with humility.
Look, you can use us. Look, we strong.
Yeah.
We whatever you need, we're gonna get it done. Just put us to work. Don't put us to death. Go ahead.
Well, that's a better choice.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Yahweh forbid that I should do so. But the man in whose hand the cup is found, he shall be my servant. And as for you, get ye up in peace unto your father. Then Judas came near unto him and said, O my Lord, let my servant, I pray thee, speak a word in my Lord's ear.
This is Judah again, raising to the occasion. Go ahead.
And let not thine anger burn against thy servant, for thou art even as Pharaoh. My Lord asked of his presence, saying, have ye a father or brother? And we said unto my Lord, we have a father, an old man, and a child of his old age, a little one, and his brother is dead, and he alone is left of his mother, and his father loveth him. And thou saidest unto thy servants, bring him down unto me, that I may set mine eyes upon him. And we said unto my Lord, the lad cannot leave his father, for if he should leave his father would die. And thou saidest unto thy servants, except your youngest brother come down with you, ye shall see my face no more. And it came to pass, when we came up unto the servant, my father, we told him the words of my Lord. And our father said, go again and buy us a little food. And we said, we cannot go down. If our youngest brother be with us, then will we go down. For we may not see the man's face except our youngest brother be with him. And thy
Be with us.
Salakia, unless our brother be with us. And thy servant, my father, said unto us, ye know that my wife bare me 2 sons. And the one went out from me, and I said, surely he is torn in pieces. And I saw him not since.
That's Raquel.
Mm-hmm.
That's the wife that had the 2 sons.
Right.
Raquel. Right.
And if ye take this also from me, and mischief befall him, ye shall bring down my gray hairs with sorrow
Also,
to the
real
grave.
quick, point out, you see it says, know that my wife bare me 2 sons. So he doesn't have more. What about the other ones?
Right.
He has wives, right? They're still his wives.
Yeah.
So when the scripture says every man have his own wife, that's not saying that you can't have more than one. You have yours, not somebody else's, is what it's saying.
Yeah.
I just want to point that out.
Have more than one, but it's your wife.
Every man had his wife, the wife that belongs to him, not somebody else. And then it sounds the same because it says every wife have her own husband. Yeah, you have your husband. You don't have somebody that's not your husband.
Right.
So that's just a doctrine out there. But see how Jacob's speaking as if he has one wife. He still got the other ones, but he's just dealing with talking about this one right now. He's calling her his wife.
And could I make a point that Raquel was the one he actually wanted?
Yeah, his favorite. Yeah.
That was his favorite.
And that's why these sons is also the youngest, and they from her. So it's a big deal. Like you about to take. You already. Well, he's not pointing the blame, but I already lost the one. Now you want me to lose the other, and they both from
His favorite.
And see, Gamaliel, it says that he thought that he was torn in pieces.
Mm-hmm.
He thought Joseph was torn in pieces by some kind of wild animal.
Right.
Because you threw him in the pit.
Right.
But they brought back his coat torn too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's a setup.
And that's another thing. See that craftiness coming back?
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to cover up this one. That one they was able to cover up. Now they getting into the thicket. And ain't nothing to be covered up.
Because Joseph was still upset. He was still kind of mad that they did to him. That's why Joseph hasn't gone through all this. So he's like paying them back what they did. But his emotions are getting to him because
It's not as severe as what they did to him.
Yeah. Because he hadn't seen him in a long time. His emotions are still
And
getting
he's
to him.
still his brother.
Affecting him. But he didn't like what they did to him.
No.
Even though they're brothers. You know what I'm
Can't
saying?
blame him for that.
Right. Go ahead.
Come on.
Verse 30. Now therefore, when I come to thy servant, my father, and the lad be not with us, seeing that his life is bound up in the lad's life, it shall come to pass when he seeth that the lad is not with us, that he will die. And thy servant shall bring down the gray hairs of thy servant, our father, with sorrow to the grave. For thy servant became surety for the lad unto my father, saying, if I bring him not unto thee, then I shall bear the blame to my father forever. Now, therefore, I pray thee, let thy servant abide instead of the lad, a bondman to my Lord, and let the lad go up with his brethren. For how shall I go up to my father, and the lad be not with me? Lest peradventure I see the evil that shall come on my father. The book of Genesis, chapter 45, verse 1. Then Joseph could not refrain himself before all them that stood by him, and he cried, because every man to go out from me. And there stood no man with him while Joseph made himself known unto his brethren.
Can I make one point? Also, you got to remember the position Joseph is in. Yes, Joseph was like a vice president. Talking about all Egypt at that time. He was second to Pharaoh. So you look at America as what? Second Egypt, right? So look at the position. You got the president and you got the vice president. Joseph was like a vice president. But Joseph was no Uncle Tom, though.
Not at all.
He was no Uncle Tom. Understand? So even Daniel rose up high in the Babylonian Empire. No Uncle Tom. Same thing we were reading about Esther, right? Remember we were reading about Esther? She was not Uncle Tom, right? So back then, our people, they had high positions in these nations that had us in captivity, but they were no Uncle Toms. They still cared for their people and did everything the Most High wanted to do for their people. Go ahead,
Verse 2, and he wept aloud, and the Egyptians in the house of Pharaoh heard. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I am Joseph. Doth my father yet live? And his brethren could not answer him, for they were troubled at his presence. And Joseph said unto his brethren, come near to me, I pray you. And they came near, and he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt. Now therefore, be not grieved nor angry with yourselves, that ye sold me hither. For God did send me before you to preserve life.
What verse are you in now?
Verse 5, 45.
Okay.
For these 2 years have the famine been in the land, and yet there are 5 years in which there shall neither be earing nor harvest.
How does he know that? The Most High showed him. Go ahead.
And Yahweh sent me before you to preserve you a posterity in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance. So now it was not you that sent me hither, but Yahweh. And he had made me.
Yahweh sent him. Yahweh is doing all these things. Right? Proverbs 20:24.
Proverbs 20:24.
Chapter 20, verse 24. Couple of precepts on the Most High. He's making all the moves happen. And that's what Joseph's bringing out. It wasn't really of y'all's doing. It's good. The Most High, he's making these things happen. The Most High is really, at the end of the day, he's making the moves. He sent me here for the preservance of us. He sent me here. I understand that. It's all good. I just got my get back. We good now. Y'all just that little stuff I just put you through. That's good enough for me. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way?
See that? All our walks are the Most High. So the fact that however you found out this knowledge, the Most High directed your steps to whoever it was. And then you started to look into it further. And you started to see that, this is the way to go. That's all the Most High working, his works. Is all them footsteps, that path we take, that's to the Most High. Go Psalm 65:4. Yeah.
We also see that Joseph is also a precursor to Christ, because you're watching that Joseph was sent
Mhm.
to his people for the redemption of his people.
Right.
That's why
He
so
was sent
Christ,
for
and they
exactly.
sold him. Right.
the purpose of him being sent and going through this affliction
All
was for the betterment of
It's
Israel.
Salvation of Israel.
salvation of Israel.
Come.
Yeah, that's a good point. Psalm 65:4. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest and causest to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in thy courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of thy house, even of thy holy temple. See that? Blessed is the man the Most High chooses. The Most High chose us.
Yeah.
If you stay in this thing and you endure to the end, it's because you was chosen. The brothers, you see somebody fall out, you see people come in, they're believers, and then next thing you know, they back out in the world, and it's like, I never believed that. Yeah, they probably did never believe it, because the Most High, it wasn't him. He didn't choose them. Like he might have called you, that don't mean you was chosen.
Right.
It says, blessed is the man that he chooses and causes to approach unto thee. So that's just all. It's what Joseph's bringing out. It's all the Most High. It's all the Most High. It's not of ourselves at the end of the day. Go ahead.
But when you look at it, like Kalak was saying, the Most High sometimes can put you in a certain position because knowing years on down the line, Most High is going to use a position he put you in for the redeeming of Israel or the salvation of Israel.
Come.
And just like Joseph is in that position, so Joseph understood now. The Most High had me go through all this, had my brothers sell me into captivity and leave me for dead and all that, and then the Ishmaelites came and took them and sold them to the Egyptians. And next thing you know, he's in a servant under Pharaoh, and even Satan tried, and Satan knew it, right? Satan tried to get Joseph to lay with Pharaoh's wife.
Yeah,
Right.
so you get
Right.
killed.
Mm-hmm.
And they say Joseph was handsome. They say Joseph was so handsome that the woman would cut off their fingers preparing food and all that, just looking at Joseph, preparing food and sewing and stuff, and their fingers would get cut off and they would get messed up just by looking at Joseph. He was so handsome, man.
Yeah.
But Joseph said, "No, I'm not going to deal with, it was Pharaoh's wife. I'm not going to deal with you. That's against the Most High." So he was tempted also, but he stayed true to the Most High, right?
Come.
And so the Most High, and then he realized the Most High put me in this position after about 12 years of being a servant of Pharaoh. Boom. Now Joseph had the ability to see dreams, right? Understand what dreams were. Pharaoh had that dream of the 7 years famine. He said, "Who can interpret this dream for me?" Right? And then, of course, they couldn't find nobody, but the Most High had it where Joseph was able to interpret dreams. And Joseph interpreted it, and it was true. So the Most High had Pharaoh do what? Put him in that position, right? And this is in Egypt, right? So now, like I said, bring them to date. Most High got some of our people in certain positions for certain reasons.
Come.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now they may seem like Uncle Tom's for now, but in the end, in these last days, understand what I'm saying?
Come.
Yeah, some of them are Uncle Tom, but some are in certain positions for certain reasons. We're talking about politically, economically,
Yeah.
right? Socially, they're in certain positions because it's going to work to our benefit in the end. So you gotta look at it that way. The same thing with Joseph in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
This basically proves the permissive will of Yahweh.
Exactly.
He does have a permissive will.
He does. Yeah.
Kind of finish the verse 8, then we'll go to Sirach again.
The book of Genesis, chapter 45, verse 8. So now it was not you that sent me hither, but Yahweh.
Yep.
And he had made me a father to Pharaoh,
Mm-hmm.
and lord of all his house,
Right.
and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt.
So the Most High, he brought me here for the preservance of Israel. He brought me here. He put me as a Pharaoh. And it's just like we're going to read in Sirach, chapter 10, verse 1. Because all the steps of man is of the Most High, also who's in rulership. Who's in rulership is of the Most High. The Most High controls all of that. The Rockefellers being up on top right now, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, all the Edomites, whatever demon it is, you're like, damn, how they ruling the earth? How they get there? The Most High put them there.
It even said that the Most High put it in their heart, like, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Mm-hmm.
You can see it in their pride and everything. They think they on the top. They own the money. They print the money, and they the top 1% of everything. So they got it in their heart. Who shall bring me down to the ground?
Yeah, it's in their heart. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in their spirit. Man. They think they can't lose.
Yeah.
They're like Pharaoh. Remember, Moses said, Pharaoh, for the same reason, I put this in your spirit.
Because he
So
put them up
show
there.
my power. The Most High got to show His power. So He made them with that spirit, like y'all can understand. Like I can't be brought down. I got jet planes, airplanes, rockets,
Hypersonic missile.
yeah, laser beams. You know, things, satellites going around. Ain't nobody can bring me down.
Got his name. Satan 1 and Satan number 2.
Yeah.
Like you vain to do that.
Nuclear submarines that can stay out in the ocean for what, years? They got submarines that can stay out there for years now. They got these airplane carriers that can stay out the ocean for years. You can live on them.
Yeah.
They're like little islands, man.
Or like we was talking about, I think last week or the week before, they got the underground cities.
The bunkers,
The bunkers. This like as if it's like stuff you see in movies.
Like the day after tomorrow.
Yeah. They got all these things, and they feel on top of the world. They can't be brought down. But that's also who? That's also the Most High. Doing what? Hardening their heart.
Yeah.
He gives the strong delusion.
The scriptures also show that until thou shalt be destroyed. So Israel is in a destroyed state of mind. But when you look at the heathen, look at the confidence that he has in the Most High. Our God. The Lord has given him that confidence, right? But it shows you our status today.
Right.
And because we haven't served him and haven't received the rewards.
Yeah, exactly.
We there?
Where we?
Sirach 10. We're going to start at 1.
Okay.
10 and 1. We're going to go down to 7.
The book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Mm-hmm.
As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is. Such are all they that dwell therein.
Go ahead.
An unwise
You
king.
see that? And who's in charge now? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and it's just what? Trickles
Wickedness.
down. Yeah, it's wickedness.
Trickle down wickedness.
From the judges, from the underlings, to the public service, the police, the doctors, pharmaceutics, you name it. You name it, it's all goes against the Most High. Everything they do. Right.
Yeah. There's no separation between church and state at all. So that state that starts at the top, whatever's governing, if you got 501c3, they control what's being said in the church. Can't rebuke homosexuality. You're not rebuking single mothers coming in there. You're not rebuking the whoredoms. You're not rebuking poor diet, and we suffering from it.
Mm-hmm.
We suffer from it. Yeah, I mean, we at the highest in diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, all of that stuff, and the pastors coming down from the trickle down structure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's all set at the top with the evil, and the evil just keep trickling down.
Under the colonial system.
Yeah, under the colonizer.
Even with the idea the what's it called? The Constitution, your rights.
Yeah.
Even with the right to have your freedom of religion. Mm-hmm. Given the freedom of religion, that's going to produce more chaos, more confusion. Because now you can be a Buddhist, you can be a Christian, you can be a Muslim, you can be a this, you can be a that. Yeah. And you can carry around the Bible and have 10 different different
denominations.
10 different denominations. All carrying around the Bible that says one thing. It says the same thing through and doesn't change. It doesn't say nothing about denominations. It says keep the commandments.
Well, it does say something about the denominations. It says many shall come saying I am Christ and deceive many.
Well, yeah. So it says that, right? So, but it doesn't. Okay. So it predicts it. But it doesn't. Everybody's walking around with it and got the different denominations, the different religions. and they're doing the opposite of what it prescribes you to do.
It shows also that
While fulfilling what he just said, fulfilling what it says would happen. With it in, like, it's crazy to have it in your hand, and it tells you that this is going to come, false Christ will come, and then you step outside and you play that part of a false Christ. That's crazy to have that in your hand and to be able to read it and then still go do it. It just shows the power of the Most High, though, how Pharaoh saw what? He saw all the plagues. He keeps coming back like, okay, this plague happened because you wouldn't let us go. He's like, okay, well, you know what, Moses, y'all go now. But then within the matter of after sending them out, what happened? He done changed his mind again, over and over again. That's crazy, but it shows the power of the Most High, though.
Just to land back on what he's saying, you know, that's shown as a double-minded man, and so he unstable in all his ways too, as the ruler. Just like right now, you see the Democrats, Republicans, they unstable in all their ways because it's a double-minded nation right there. Yeah, I mean, you can say you of an independent party, but it's still gonna be these two parties and it's two wings on the same damn dragon right there. You know what I mean?
Triple station now.
Well, you know, just them two matter, yo. Republican, Democratic, you know what I mean? Oh, but they on both sides of the fence too, though. So I mean,
Right. Can I make a point?
it's Greek culture, you know what I mean?
Also, like they were saying, you also got to understand that Most High's word has to manifest itself. That's why you don't want the Most High to say too much, because the Most High's word says like a hammer doesn't return back void.
Right.
So whatever he says, it has to happen.
Yeah.
Because the Most High is true. He's holy. It's true.
Right.
He's omnipotent, right? So he's omnipotent. So whatever his word that come out of his mouth has to happen. That's why, you know, you don't want the Most High to say something to you or against you. When the Most High says it, then it has to happen. Understand what I'm saying? That's why you better follow the commandments, be obedient, and do what the Most High said. Because if the Most High says a word against you, just like he said with Saul, right? King Saul. And he told Samuel, I don't want him no more. I don't want to be my king. That was it. It was over. There was nothing Saul could do.
Right.
So because the Most High word has to manifest. That's why when you hear in the scriptures, the Most High said, though they say, Lord, Lord, and do not what I say, he's going to say, depart from me, you're a worker of iniquity. So you got brothers out here saying, Yahweh Shai, and you know, like you said, holding the Bible and reading the Bible every day out there in the different camps and stuff. But the Most because of their wickedness, or because they're not showing the unity and brotherhood and love and caring and nurturing their brothers, the Most High going to say, "What? Get away from me." This is what Yahweh Shai is going to do. It has to manifest itself. And it has to. So that's why we got to realize this book is alive and it's true, man. Right? And Esau is trying to get away from it. He knows it's true. He reads it. His top biblical scientists and everything are reading it. They know it's happening, so he's trying to go contrary to it. Yeah. And in his mind, he thinks he's gonna get away with it. He's gonna fall right into the prophecy.
I mean, you know Esau know, because even if you picked up the Zondervan's Bible dictionary, it says that Edom is going to be subject to many judgments by the Most High, and that's just from the scholars saying it, not our scholars, but from the scholars saying. So they know that the destruction is coming to them.
And I think it's like a Bible name book. It says, but it says in there, it says the Roman Empire. It says, but it says what you just said, that kind of, it says, there's no, it says no redemption. He's the only person, right, that's in the Bible that has zero type of promises of any type of redemption. Right. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, so kind.
Also in Esau's kingdom, his disorder is highly organized. It's a highly organized disorder.
It is.
Right?
Oh, it's a book about that. This like called Circle of something, but it's Intrigue or something like that.
Circle of Intrigue.
Yeah, and he says that what you just said, that's the part of the program. You get that happening, and you can run the world off of that.
Right, it's called Order Out of Chaos.
Order Out of Chaos.
That's in the, I think, on the back of the dollar bill.
Right.
So order out of chaos.
So you got your freedom of religion.
So he brings this organization so that he can bring the organization. All right, because in other words, he brings the confusion so that he can bring the order to it.
Democracy and Republicans.
Alien psychology.
But they're under the same flag. How you got a government running off of two opposing thoughts?
Right.
You got the religions. You got everything. You got the gun rights, but then you don't got a right. You do got a right, but you don't got a right.
Right. Democratic Party and the Republican Party. See? So you notice how every couple of years he'll have a Democrat in office, and that Democrat might serve 4 or 8 years, but then what's going to come right behind that? A Republican. They always do it. If you notice, go on down, all the presidents is always every couple of years you have a Democrat, and every couple of years you have a Republican. So he's bringing the two opposite sides,
and both of them going to mash up a side, and the other going to mash up the other side.
And the district next door is going the same thing, but the reverse. You said what? Democrat to Republican, but then the next district it flipped from Republican to Democrat. And then they under the same state, and it's madness.
Right. And then you're gonna have a Senate that's gonna be against the House of Representatives, and the House of Representatives ain't gonna let nothing pass that the president gonna put through. He's gonna have to take executive orders, and then it's gonna just be chaos out of that.
Right. And from the top, like y'all was saying, from the top, it goes all the way down. But from the top, you have the main order, the main leaders, the elite. You have the black pope. They have a gray pope. They have a black pope. They have a white pope. The white pope is the one that you hear about, Pope Francis. But the other pope, you don't hear them so much. No. They're over Pope Francis. The gray pope, the black pope, and then you have the white pope. And then under him, you have the Illuminati. So it spreads out like that.
This is why they don't pass nothing, because it's designed because they don't definitely have anything pass anything for us.
Right.
That's why they keep flipping around.
Absolutely.
You notice how every time it's election time, all of a sudden they'll get a nigga up there and start talking about reparations. And then that's gonna pump everybody up, you out and vote.
Yeah. They ain't gonna get nothing.
Yeah. It never changes.
Never changes. Yeah.
Right. It's like the
year of election. We gotta get these blacks out here to vote. Let's tell them we gonna give them reparations.
Because I'm gonna tell you, like you hear what's happening in Russia, and you got, but the elites formed communism for a certain reason. They formed nationalism. They formed racism. The elites of the society. They formed all of that. They formed the Democratic Party. They formed all the Masonic orders. The elites, all of them. The Jesuit order. They formed that too. They formed all that. The Roman Catholic Church all came from the elites. All that.
But it all came from disorder. It all came from disorder.
Yeah.
We started off with it.
Yeah.
It's going to go from disorder to power.
But in their minds, like you said, it's order to them.
Oh yeah, because it's their order.
Yeah, it's their order.
It's their creative order.
Yeah.
It's again to get us to work from
Exactly.
Yeah. So Israel becomes salt with a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you understand why your vote will never count.
Yeah. Because we're asleep.
Yeah.
And remember, we're asleep to who we are.
Yes.
Okay, that's why they spent generations on and labeling us different names.
Yeah, proverbs and bywords.
Muslims, the Christians, and all that, because they had to make us sleep because we're the chosen. Remember, when we wake up and come back into our nationality, our identity, that's the end of Esau.
That's right.
It has to be the end of Esau because Moses prophesied that.
Yeah.
Okay, the end of Esau is the beginning of Jacob. So that has to manifest.
Yes.
And how's it going to manifest? When we wake up and return back to the Most High. And Esau sees that. So that's why now he's infiltrating, the elite are infiltrating different camps now. That's why these camps, you got to be careful. You got to be careful who you're dealing with. Because you got Masonic niggas coming in there working for the CIA and so forth, selling them out.
Oh, yeah.
Understand? You got to be careful.
Translator, do you remember the time when Farrakhan put the threat out for nobody to go Christmas shopping?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden everything became like under $100, like and these stream TV became $10.
Yeah.
You see how they formed that because the threat was on. So if any threat comes to the so-called white man, as far as if we stop going to church The Christians stop going to church on a Sunday. That's a threat to them.
It's a threat. Yeah.
Okay, if you stop with their money, if they stop voting, that's a threat to them. So they got to come up with something clever to trick us.
money.
Yeah.
But see, but if we do that on a large scale, that'll be the end of it.
That'll be the end of
They'll
it.
give you everything.
All you need is like 1 week. If Jack just stopped shopping on that for like 3 days.
You can't see
Come.
But
Well, what's-
we're worse with that now than we were years ago.
Yeah.
That's the problem. We're going in reverse.
Yeah.
We're going backwards.
Yeah.
Because you can't even, they're trying to start this thing now where they're saying they're going to, when you go to the supermarkets and stuff, they're going to charge you more during certain hours of the day than the other hours. Something this thing.
Wow.
I ain't heard that one.
I don't know if y'all heard.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel the work.
And, but you know what? But if we keep on the way that we've been doing, it will work. Because nobody's going to stand up against it. We're going to continue to let them do anything and everything. Their order.
Right.
Right, bring out
We're
this.
lifting up the standard.
Go to Hosea 4 and 6.
We're lifting up the standard.
Go to Hosea chapter 4 real quick.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
So the elites, the Esau, he knows that because of our rejecting knowledge, because of our lack of knowledge, we're destroyed. And that because of it, because of rejecting it, the Most High is going to reject us. So Esau, knowing that, that's the basis why I'm going to put out all these different things to distract the Negro. The politics, the vote or not, rock the vote, the different religions, the entertainment,
The
sports,
reality TV.
the reality TV, the news, the everything. If I keep giving them all these, if I give them all these different options, all this basically this shit, keep them in the dark of who they are, then I can they can keep on growing like mushrooms in the fungus.
And one of y'all
They're still destroyed.
Yes.
Lack of knowledge. Like a fungus ain't nothing. It doesn't have any substance. It's not like a apple tree. It's not like lettuce. That's what they're doing by all these different things. They're keeping us in the dark and keep feeding us this BS, and it keeps us not having the knowledge of God, and the Most High rejecting us because we reject that word, because each different Negro has something they like, and we got them covered. So these Negroes feel smart and they want to go to college. We can get them into politics, or we can get them into science, and we can give them that carrot. And then these Negroes, they like selling drugs, so we're gonna give them rappers. We're gonna give them guns. We're gonna give them liquor. Yeah,
We're gonna turn a woman into thoughts.
And these Negroes, they ain't into all that. They want to find God. They seem to be spiritual and religious. So we're gonna give them Caesar Borgia. We're gonna give them Christianity. We're gonna give them, and then in case they don't like this particular one, we're gonna give them different denominations. It just goes on. And
then we're gonna give them Medea and Tyler Perry and all type of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, these ones like fashion.
Yeah.
We're gonna give them sneakers.
And where's the one
yeah,
Revelation,
I saw that.
the accuser of our brethren Yachanan? Because Scripture says, like Amari was saying, the nations know when we reject the Most High, they know that's a major thing that the Most High hate. That's a major sin. So that's why they try to keep us distracted all the time with sports, you know what I'm saying? Politics,
Trophy.
right? Entertainment. Why is Beyonce such on a high level in the entertainment world? Because they want to keep us distracted. Why are these other entertainers on such a high level, keep us distracted? Why is what's his name, Cat Williams, on such a high level now? He goes on Shay Shay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then they got Shay Shay. He's all feminine. To keep us distracted, right? Why they got us in the homosexual agenda? Why they got all people into that, man, to keep us distracted, right? Because they know that's what the Most High hates. So that's why the Scripture says in Revelation, if y'all can, God says, the accuser of our brethren accuses us, the chosen, to the Most High every day. So the leaders of Esau go to the Most High. They go to Satan, and Satan goes to the Most High to accuse us of being the sinners. And do you know something? He's right. Satan is right? We are the sinners. So that's why it's important. That's why the first thing Yahushua came on the scene and said, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
That's right.
So, but because salvation's for us, and we're the nation that can be forgiven of sins, see, that's the thing that Satan forgot. We can be forgiven. Esau can't be forgiven. All his sins and all his crimes, he can't be forgiven for that.
Yeah.
Only we can be forgiven because we're the chosen. And we have the grace in Yahushua, right? So Esau accuses us before the Most High every day. That's why our prayer every day is important. Because the Most High is going to hear our prayer, right?
Yes.
Before Esau's. So you got to pray every day for yourself, for your families, and everything, every day. For Israel, every day. Because he accuses us before the Most High every day. And the Most High hears he hears. But if the Most High hear his prayer and he don't hear yours, and you're the chosen, you're the sons of the Most High. Understand?
Yeah. There's a disconnect.
There's a disconnect, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's why it's important. I don't know if you found that.
Yeah, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of Yahweh and the power of Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night.
How about that? Day and night. We're accused of being what? The sinners against the Most High.
Yeah.
Right? Breaking the commandment against them. They go to the Most High and accuse us. So you can imagine Esau like Most High, they broke your commandments. They're your chosen, but they broke your commandments. Let us be the Jews now. Let us continue our route. You know what I'm saying? You can imagine what they're saying, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Right? But remember the Most High's word. See? That's why you got to read Romans 11.
It don't change.
See? The Most High said, nah, but you are a wild olive tree just grafted in for a certain dispensation of time.
Grafted in.
Okay, you just grafted in for now. I had to punish my people. See? Because they are the natural branches. You just grafted in.
That's what the Christian church teach. That we are grafted in.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I knew
they're off on that.
Well,
what?
I just couldn't prove it.
Right. So on the Revelations, bounce off of that. Just you can see it in Job chapter 2, verse 1.
The book of Job, chapter 2,
how
verse
Satan accuses us.
Okay.
He's always there to accuse Jacob. Right? Go ahead.
Again, there was a day when the sons of Yahweh came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Hashatan came also among them to present himself before Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto Hashatan, from whence comest thou? And Hashatan answered Yahweh and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And Yahweh said unto Hashatan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect man and an upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and escheweth evil.
Go ahead.
And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. And Hashatan answered Yahweh and said, skin for skin, yea, all that a man have will he give for his life.
Satan's got an answer for everything. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But put forth thine hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face.
See, look, Yahweh, he is not righteous. He will curse you. He's accused. He's always up there accusing. Look, hey, them Negroes, they're gonna stay Negroes. Watch. They'd rather go after the sports than you, Yahweh. They would rather go into the politics and listen to the oppressor before listening to what you left for them. Yahweh, he's always there accusing. And then Esau's here playing the servant of him, and he's doing all his work and bidding, and he's putting these things out, right? And he knows exactly what we read in Hosea 4. And he even on, like, out in the world on TV, he's what? Always accusing. He's always putting out there how messed up the Negroes is, how they're off, they're can't be trusted. They're what did Hillary call super predators.
Joe Biden too.
They put out
reverse racism.
They put out the movies. They always the movies that they get pushed the most are the ones showing the bad side of the Negro.
Yeah. That's all you see anymore.
The music they let get passed through and really get pushed like that. Yeah, the positive music, nah, not so much. We ain't really feeling that. You got something talking about killing your brother? Oh yeah, that's
and then you got a small hat to sit at the top of it. You got Jimmy Iovine, you got what's his name? Leo Cohen. He even said it on the Breakfast Club. He said he don't even care that you're talking about killing each other. He said this is a business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So he put all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they putting out the music just so you kill each other.
I saw on Facebook the other day a guy dressed up in those clothes at the what's the name of that group? The hate group. Anyway, he was saying, we don't have to kill niggas no more. We don't do that no more.
Mm-hmm.
They kill niggas, they kill each other.
You see that?
You just sit back and tally up how many they killed.
Yeah.
And in that, they also saying what? They accusing niggas is off.
Yeah.
Look, niggas is killers. We innocent. So the same way it's going on in the spiritual world, Esau's out here playing the fleshly counterpart and doing all the same thing that's being done in the spirit here on earth. And he's putting out that, we didn't put them in this condition. That was a benefit for them. We actually we slowed down what they would do to themselves anyway by putting them into all this oppression and affliction.
And they feel like they just came up.
We're white. White means pure.
Oh, yeah.
It's them. They always accusing. And they always accusing and know like this is going to keep them from coming back.
But Esau went on a record. He says that in every way in which light can enter into the Negro's mind, we have sealed that.
Oh, wait, he said that word?
He says that we have accomplished
that. But you talking about a particular person?
Yeah, I forget which president.
Oh, okay, okay.
But he says that for every way, for every angle that light can enter into the Negro's mind, we have sealed that up. But if we can keep the Negro's mind from seeking the light, then this shall be their ruin.
Exactly.
And this shall be our great accomplishment. Even our forefathers would marvel at what we have done.
Right.
So all of these distractions is the attempt to seal and to keep the mind of the Negro from seeking the light or having access to the light.
Right.
The light is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
We gotta find that quote too.
Okay.
That would be good on a flyer. That would be a good quote to put on a flyer.
Because you know what they did?
That's a good
The light is here to the Bible, but how did they seal it from us? It's right in front of our face every day. You know, people got Bibles in their houses. They go to church with Bibles. But like you said, they sealed it through spells, like in the music industry. You know, when you play that record, that's a spell on you.
Yeah.
Right? They do it through the food, through the poisoning of the food.
That's right.
They do it through the water, the poisoning of the water. So every way possible they can think of, they sealed it up so we can't receive the light or the truth. I'm saying, and unless it's the Most High that unveils it out of in your mind, then you're gonna receive it. But you gotta remember, some of our people, the Most High, their minds are gonna be closed forever. You know what I'm saying? And when we put the death that way, but some of our, it's only the grace of Yahushua that we're able to wake up and we're able to come to the class and receive the truth. That's the grace of Yahushua. So Yahushua, look, the chosen are already picked. They already chose. All right. Yeah. There's a chosen of the chosen that's already chosen. Right, Khan? So therefore, the ones of our people that are not chosen, that veil is not going to open up for them.
No.
Most guys won't be shielded. And that's like you said, what the Edomite has said. Right? So that's good to show you, man. This is a blessing when you receive the light of truth.
It's like
the top blessing, man.
We ain't gotta go there, but it's like the one scripture says, like a jewel of gold and a pig snout or whatever.
Oh yeah, did not catch those before swine.
Yeah, but no, the jewel of gold, a jewel and a pig snout, whatever.
It's like a woman with no discretion.
Yeah. So, but that's all they did though. Only reason I thought of that. That's all they did is taking, like, with all the distractions and everything they put out to keep the Negro in darkness, is they just putting jewels and prettying up something that's as filthy and dirty as a pig. But we don't see that though, because the Most High, because we rejected knowledge, he rejected us, and now the blinders is on. Now he has to take that blinder off.
Yeah.
Or you're just gonna be stuck in following the same thing, and that's what we see in the world today. Right. Go ahead. So let's go to that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 10. We're going to start verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered, as the judge of a people is himself. So are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Mm-hmm.
The power of the earth is in the hand of Yahweh, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
So we see here that remember, to rewind, we went here off of the verse 8 in Genesis that said that the Most High made Joseph a father to Pharaoh. The Most High made him Lord of all his house, ruler throughout all Egypt. The Most High gave him the knowledge and the vision to know what's going to happen, to have the prudence to do all the things he's doing with the food, having it in preparation and having it stored up and selling it to everybody that's suffering in the famine. The Most High gave him all these things, put him in that position. And that's what we read here at Sirach. He said the power, he said in verse 3, the unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of him which is in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So that prudence that the Most High gave him, now the city is being inhabited. Because if the food was gone, the city would be desolate too. You take down the city, you cut off the food supply.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Jerusalem all the times, many times where, like in Maccabees, they came back to what? A desolate city, right? So through the prudence that the Most High gave Joseph, now all these things are happening. Him even getting put in that spot is happening from the Most High putting in power. The Most High puts the Pharaoh in power. Then we was talking about Esau being in power. Now the Most High put Esau in power. Keep going. Verse 5.
Verse 5. In the hand of Yahweh.
4.
Verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of Yahweh, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
When this profitable, Joseph was that profitable. Right. And also we're seeing now this kingdom is going to end because the Most High is going to do it again. He's going to set over one that's profitable. Who's that? Yahushua HaMashiach. Right. Go ahead.
In the hand of Yahweh is the prosperity of man, and upon the person of the scribe shall he lay his honor. Bear not hatred to thy neighbor for every wrong, and do nothing at all by injurious practices.
You see that? So the reason we kept reading down is because this is what we're seeing in Joseph. Because the wrong did to him, he didn't bear hatred for that wrong.
No.
Same way we're instructing in Sirach, bear not hatred for every wrong done to you. Right? Brush it off. Go ahead and do nothing at all by injurious practices. So he got his little payback, but he didn't step into that border of being injurious. Right. He didn't do it in injurious. Injurious. Yeah. He didn't. Well, it's taking injury and then injury us. Yeah. So Joseph wasn't operating like that. We see, so that's how we're supposed to operate. When we're offended by our brothers, by our sisters, we're not supposed to take it to that level of bearing hatred and returning injury but we see it though.
And Joseph confesses it anyhow.
Right. Mm-hmm. Read 7, then
verse 7. Pride is hateful before Yahweh.
So if you act like that, that means you got some pride. if you're bearing that hatred, then you got some pride in you. If you're returning a get back to injure your brother for what he did you wrong, that's because you got a pride. That's because you think of yourself in such a high fashion.
Yeah, don't return evil for evil.
It all goes back to your mind is off. You're prideful. You're thinking, you're not thinking that the Most High will avenge you because you're prideful. You think you're this great thing. I got everything. I'll return vengeance. I'll get my recompense. Right. Go ahead.
Pride is hateful before Yahweh, and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity.
Right. So by both doth one commit iniquity. We can drop that. Because you might have been even get back, but you committed iniquity by getting the get back, by returning injury.
Because God said,
with verse 9,
He said, "Vengeance is mine."
Right, he said, "Vengeance is mine." It also it's a trial of your reasoning. Do you believe that? That's how it's a trial of your reason. Do you actually have faith that how it said it? Is he going to do it?
Yeah.
And your action is going to show if you believe it or not.
And if you believe, you know better, which means you can do better.
Right. Exactly.
Does this like intent, like you get back at somebody, if you first to your brother that's in the law with you or somebody outside the law? Does it work both ways or just that one way?
It works both ways.
That's right.
If somebody's outside, not in the truth, don't know anything about the truth, you're still supposed to apply the commandment and be obedient to the commandment because you know the commandment.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's because of somebody out there in the world. Now you don't disregard the commandment. Now you understand? You don't disregard the laws. You still got to apply the commandment, whether it's a brother that's in the truth or a brother that's outside of the truth.
To him who much is given, much is expected, or something like that.
Oh well, yeah, because they don't know the law. Yeah, they're gonna do because they're following the ways of pride and jealousy and envy and hatred. So, but us that are in the truth, we're not following that.
No.
We look up the one as much as
we're gonna follow
peace with all men.
That's Romans 12.
We're going to follow experience.
12,
you know what I'm saying? We're going to follow wisdom and knowledge. We're going to be patient and we're going to say, okay, Most High, you deal with that. Vengeance is the Most High. So we're going to let the Most High deal with that. And if you go to the Most High, as the brother said, if you have faith enough, you go to the Most High and ask the Most High, if somebody did you wrong, it's out in the world to get them back, the Most High will do it. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to be patient enough. The Most High will.
Might as well give it to him anyway.
Yeah.
Because he's not sure what to do.
Yeah.
I got a precept on that. Luke, go to Luke chapter 12, verse 48.
12:48.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Calm when y'all get there.
That was mine.
You there, Yael? All right. So it reads, but he that knew not, let me go up above. 47. And that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. So we know the Most High's will. Right? But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes.
Because your brother don't know better than what he's doing, but you do know better than what you're doing. So you do gotta show your brother love according to the laws, according to what's required of you, because you know what's required of you. Go ahead.
For under whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required.
So it's much more required of you than it's required of somebody who was in their ignorance.
Right. But it's nowhere in the word does it tell you to accept the ignorance. That's where we make the mistake.
No, that's another scripture. We're supposed to do the Leviticus 19. We're supposed to be the Ezekiel chapter 3 and
years ago coming up, our great grandparents. When nonsense came to the house, they nicked it in the butt.
Well, we got a scripture for that too. That's what he was saying. It was Leviticus 19, 17, 18.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me finish this and then we'll go Where you got?
And then we go with the other one. This one in First Peter. But go ahead.
And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. You see that? So the Most High is asking the more from us. So we got more of a responsibility with the knowledge we have that, we got to, even though they might not be in the truth, we still got to carry it the way the Bible said to.
Because they're in the ignorance, you got something that's required of you.
Right. Right. But you got some brothers who in the truth still got that temper.
Yeah, well, we got to try to correct them if we can. But at the end of the day, I can't make you act like I can't make you do what you're supposed to do. You can't make me. I can.
You said the important part. You just said it. That's what's been missing from what we're talking about. Excuse me.
Take your time.
Yeah. Sometimes we have to be careful even with the way that we give it. See, what happens is when if we sit back and we do nothing at all, we don't even explain what's right, and we call ourselves being patient with where they are. And we don't give them the truth, then they'll never know the truth. So you didn't do God's work either.
Yeah, but that's why we were going to go to the Leviticus scripture. We're going to show you.
Yeah. Now that it's like that's what comes with wisdom, though. Wisdom is proper application of knowledge. So you learn how to deal with different people.
I guess the point I'm trying to make is what we consider, because of the time and everything else we talked about earlier. All right. What we keep considering operating in our wisdom state is the fact of just ignoring or not saying anything at the time. We go along with. We might not mentally agree, but if we don't say anything against, you are agreeing as far as these people are.
Well, according to the Ezekiel verse that he was quoting, like if you don't give them the warning.
I'm talking about the word. I'm trying to.
No, but I'm gonna put it. I'm putting in the perspective of the word. Like you giving them the warning and you rebuking them. That's you washing your hands of their blood. But if you're not rebuking them and you let them stand in sin, then their blood is required at your hands as well.
That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying too.
Yeah, that's what we're getting to.
You have to give them proper reproof. See, if somebody does you wrong or evil, you give them proper reproof and in wisdom and in knowledge. Yes. But again, you don't have to do what they do. Right. If they're trying to come with violence or let's say speak to you rough or let's say curse you out or whatever like that, you don't have to do that. But you do give them proper reproof. Right. Understand? Because you got to put them on notice. Right. That what you did was wrong, is evil, it's against the Most High. Right. Okay. And then again, you leave it at that.
It's okay to check them, but
it's okay to check them. Yeah.
You gotta know how to present yourself.
Yeah. And that's all I was saying. Yeah. We don't say that enough.
No.
So now what's happening versus back then and now, nobody's checking nobody.
No.
We had that attitude with everybody got their own opinion and they have the right to do it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You're speaking of us as a whole, right?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, but we got to check.
So we so now we got a more responsibility.
From much was given, much is required.
Right. Yeah. Watch what he got.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 17, verse 16. Verse 17. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men.
So we know this. They might not know that,
right? But
we know it. So can I sit back and say, well, he's not going to carry that with me that way? Then do I gotta carry it the same way with him? Somebody in the world that don't know any better. Right. You know what? I'm gonna step into his world. Since he doesn't believe in not recompensing evil for evil, then I can step into that realm and with the brothers in that understand, I'll carry it like that with them. But yeah, and no, you know what? None of my brothers that's in the truth is around. So now also then you go into the eyes of man thing again. So now the Most High sees everything. So that everything. I know that I know better. I know I can't act that way. That I still have to walk in the ways of the Most High, even though they don't know any better. Because also you teach by not just by words, by example. So it's even that's that responsibility. Now I'm an example now.
Yes, you are.
So even if they don't know any better, they also, hey, when they go for the Most High, they can't say that they didn't see a better way, because of my example, I've shown a better way by the way I act.
Sometimes you can't plant a seed by your word, but they can also plant by your deeds, and the way you walk and the way you talk.
Yes.
These are all things that plant seeds.
Right, like I could tell you I love you all day long.
That's
I love you,
But they don't
yo,
feel it.
yeah. But then I'm doing underhanded things behind your back. What does my words mean?
No.
Nothing at all. I done stole
3 and 9.
$300 out of your bank account because you dropped your debit card around me. But I told you I love you.
And you memorize the
I can tell you I love you every day. Come on, man. Don't get mad that I stole your money. I love you.
And good morning. This one goes along with that one you just read.
Uh-huh.
Verse
Hold on, we
3.
wasn't done there.
Finish it, then go.
Yeah, finish it, go there.
If
We're
Romans 12,
Okay.
if it be possible, as much life in you, live peaceably with all men.
And that's why I really want to go there. As much as life in us, we're supposed to live peaceably with all men. So that even includes not just our brothers and sisters not in the truth.
Gentiles.
Yeah.
That goes
Yeah,
back.
the Chinese man at the Chinese spot, the Edomite at the mall store, wherever.
Yeah.
It don't matter. As much as be possible, live at peace with all men.
Yeah, it goes back to what you said earlier. That we become responsible at that point. So now you gotta react in the right way.
Exactly.
Plus
You
a lot
can't
of
you can't be like the Sodomite.
right.
You gotta
Plus,
be who you are
Romans
in
12,
His sight.
Romans 12:21 said, "Be not over."
We not there yet. We reading. We in Romans 12.
Yeah.
I got you.
Eat down, boy, down.
Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written,
Let me make a point on
vengeance is
that.
mine.
Avenge not yourselves.
Right.
So even in terms of like, let's say you have to defend yourself, right? So I can't live in peace with this Edomite or whoever, right? But then at the same time, how many of our people is going to see somebody else getting harmed and step in? Why do I say that? Because we're reading up in the Exodus, and what did Moses do? How many of us were ready to avenge ourselves, but if it's going to be a problem to me by helping my brother and avenging them, right? How many of us is willing to take that loss to help our brother that's about to be injured by somebody else? We'll be quick to defend ourselves from being injured, but how many of us is willing to go down to risk judgment to protect our brother the way Moses did? Most of us we'll stand back and be like, oh, that's messed up how they doing them, or tomorrow I'll go march and I'll cry and complain about it. I'm not going to step in there.
No.
I'm not gonna take his place.
Too much responsibility.
Like, yeah. So, avenge not ourselves, right?
Yeah, it says, give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, and I will repay, saith Yahweh. And I can bear witness to that myself. I've been on a job in Esau doing stuff to try to sabotage your work. And the Most High still see that too, but you still see your patience.
Right.
And then next thing you know, you've been praying and stuff, this heathen messing with me, or you might be doing some wicked eves. I don't know about y'all, but I deal with the feminists or in the hospital, so you deal with some wicked eves. So you just start praying, the Most High move them out the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you give a place for the Most High to take vengeance.
Yeah, you give place to wrath.
Yeah.
In other words, you refrain yourself from taking vengeance.
Yep.
That's what that means. Refrain from taking vengeance. Because it's easy to, that's the easy thing, take vengeance on your enemies. I mean, that's the easy way to go. But the hardest way to go is to you give place to it. You say, no, I'm not going to go that route.
Exactly.
And that's hard because you don't want them to get away with nothing, right? But
sometimes you got to check yourself.
Yeah, you do.
But the Most High get them. You get them.
And sometimes it's hard. So I'm going to tell you, sometimes it's hard dealing with it. Like, you just humble down.
And also,
Grit your teeth.
Also, I'm not talking about always, fighting physically. Also with your mouth. give place, because if someone says something wrong to you, you want to come back the same way. But sometimes you can't come back the same way. Like y'all can understand his job. If he come back the same way, they may come at him. Now he may lose his job, right? So he got to give place to wrath.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you can reprove him and say, look, what you just said was out of order. It was wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm not going to deal with that right now. I'm gonna just wait, and then maybe you go to human resources, or you deal with like that. But then the Most High is with you, all right. And then human resources will investigate and say, you know, they're gonna fire that person, right?
Yeah, not you.
And not you. So you got to be patient, man.
It's been to the point I ain't even gotta do that. I just send a prayer up.
Well, yeah.
And just watch how the Most High move.
Yeah.
Just watch how it move, and he'll move whoever doing the chaos out your way, and make it that much more easier for you to do what you doing. You know, because you walking in the spirit. You walk in the spirit right there, and he's right. You're not cussing nobody out. Just staying in the spirit, praying, you know what I mean? And just staying in with humility.
Yes, sir.
You know?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to keep reading. Therefore, if thy enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in doing so, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. So that's killing them with kindness right there. Yeah, I mean, y'all know you kill people with kindness, especially they did something wrong to you, still show them kindness. You see it on their face. Oh, man, I done treated this dude bad. He's still showing me kindness. Man, it burns some people up, because you just showed them that love. You just being yourself. And it burn them up. It burn them up. And that's a recompense right there to them. Yeah.
Yes.
Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good.
Yes. Love.
Yeah.
Real quick,
can you read that one, Peter? Because it goes with that.
Where we at, Peter? What?
1 Peter 3:9.
I'm in the wrong Peter, my bad. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. Not rendering evil for evil. Or
that's the same one he just read in Romans, right? It didn't say rendering, it said, I think don't recompense evil for evil, something like that. Right. Yeah. But go ahead.
Or railing for railing, but counterwise blessing, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing.
How's that about that? So contrary-wise, give a blessing. How about that? So you recompense evil upon their own heads when you, like you said, kill them with kindness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't render evil for evil.
No.
Right? Huh? Even for people out there in the world. Was the brother in the truth or somebody out in the world? Right? Because you got brothers in the truth who are not altogether right yet themselves, but they know that they're Israelites.
Right.
And you still got to apply the word. You still got to apply it on brothers. Okay, go ahead, Up.
For he that will love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil.
How about that? Refrain your tongue from evil. So you don't have to curse nobody out. And even if they curse you out, you don't have to go there, right? You don't have to.
Not at all.
Not at all, right? Refrain your tongue from evil, right? Or talking about their mother, or talking about their children, or talking about how they look. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go there.
It's all in the book of James.
Right. Because the tongue causes wars. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next thing you know, you fighting. Next thing you know, they pull out a gun trying to shoot you.
Yeah.
And it was all because of your tongue, how you spoke to them, right? That's why, you notice how you hear Jake in the street, you disrespected me. See, if you disrespect a man, you dissed me. That starts wars, man.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
That starts wars. And so you got to be careful what you say. Go ahead, Yakina.
Refrain his tongue from evil, and his lips that they speak no guile.
No guile. How about that? Okay?
Beguile.
Yeah. Understand?
Yeah.
No deception. No madness.
No.
All right? No disrespect.
No trickery.
Right? Yeah. Go ahead, Up.
Let him eschew evil.
What does that mean?
Get it out of your way. Reject
evil. How about that, Up? Go on.
And do good. Let him seek peace and sue it.
And ensue it. Ensue peace. Like he said, you'll have your enemies be at peace with you. To have Esau at peace with you, and we've done it out in the camps.
Yeah.
Edomite cop come up to us. We know it's the enemy, it's the devil. Right? But how do we deal with him? We deal with him diplomatically.
Yep. Agree with the adversary quickly.
Agree with him. Next thing you know, he's working for you. I've seen Edomite cops help us out in the camp. Right?
Yep.
They helped us out. We didn't have to, they said, what you want me to do? We say, okay, we're going to cop this now. you do this and you do that and you do that. We're telling the cops what to do in the camp to help us out.
Cop come bring us back ice.
Ice.
Yeah, how was I got his hand on that too.
Yeah, of course.
Well, that's what it is.
God and see.
And go ahead, up. 11.
Let him eschew evil and do good. Let him seek peace and ensue it.
Go ahead.
For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayer.
Like I said, what did Yakinan say? All these Eves at his job come to him in an evil manner. What do? He prays.
Yeah.
See? All you got to do is pray. And the Most High is over the righteous, right? And his ears are open unto your prayers. He's open unto your prayers.
Yes.
So you got to pray.
That's personal.
Yeah, okay, that's right. You establish a dialogue, a communication with the Most High, one-on-one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what you want. Okay, go ahead, up.
But the face of Yahweh is against them that do evil.
How about that? And one that do evil, whether you're in the truth or out in the world, the Most High's face is against them. And Most High will be with you if you deal with it righteously and correctly and appropriately. You deal with it. Okay.
Even with Joseph in the story we're reading, you know, Pharaoh's wife coming at him and stuff, he pushing her away, he's still seeking peace. He didn't go into her or nothing. He was worried about what the Most High going to do to him. So he just pushed that aside and he sought peace after that. You know what I mean? And he just went on and just kept with his dreams and his gifts. You know what I mean? He used that to his advantage. Even when he dealt with Pharaoh and breaking down Pharaoh's dream according to the family, he didn't exalt himself.
No.
He stayed humble, and he just came with him, you know, the way he should. The way he did, he just stayed humble in the spirit.
Just give you one instance in that story. Joseph, in order for him to get to position, Pharaoh during that time, Pharaoh's throne was like, what did it say, like 70 steps high? It said Joseph had to walk the 70 steps up to his throne, up to where he was sitting. Right. And he had to memorize how many languages? It was over 10 languages in Egypt, in the Egyptian tongue. He had to memorize those languages out. So go ahead and say, man, Joseph was highly intelligent.
Yes, he was.
Highly wise, intelligent man.
In favor.
Because he had to speak to Pharaoh in what? In the Egyptian tongue.
Right.
And just like you got many dialects of languages, they have many dialects. Joseph had to learn all of them.
Yeah.
So he was highly intelligent. Go ahead, Doc.
Who is he that will harm you if ye be followers of that which is good?
Who can harm you?
None.
If you follow that which is good.
No.
That means the Most High is with you.
Right.
See? So no harm will come unto you. But you got to believe that. You got to have faith. So if you're gonna render evil for evil, that means what? You ain't got no faith. Yeah, that means evil gonna come after you because you don't have no faith in the Most High. So no man can harm you, right?
Yes, sir.
No man. If you're in the spirit, no man can harm you. Okay, go ahead.
And if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled. Yeah, I mean, and Joseph wasn't troubled at all.
That's a heavy point, though.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't troubled at all. He was set up on high, and he went through all of that. Yeah, I mean, he was tried. You know what I mean? He was thrown in jail. It said that some of us going to be thrown in jail. He was thrown in jail, and they took him out, and he was able to use his gift. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Also, though, for the original question, if you suffer for your keeping righteousness with your brother that doesn't believe what you believe, still happy are you? You're taking that suffering for righteousness, right? To remain righteous in the eyes of the Most High. So happy are you?
And if you remain righteousness, and then your brothers see that you walk in testimony in his face, he see your perseverance right before your face and your faith. Yeah, I mean,
and I don't think we're talking about though, like if you're actually in physical danger though. Right. If you gotta defend yourself from physical harm,
that's one thing.
That's one thing. But yeah, like recompensing evil, like say
if somebody gonna come up to you and start throwing punches, you gotta defend yourself.
Yeah, but say somebody had harmed you like years ago or months ago, and you didn't do nothing about it at that time. Don't go recompensing now.
Exactly.
Suffer, so Yeah, just to put that disclaimer out there.
Con.
You know, you got to.
But again, you have to defend yourself if somebody come up in your face and want to harm you. That's one thing. Understand? But don't seek evil for evil or rendering to harm somebody because they said something to you or whatever. You know. Yeah.
Still reading?
Yeah,
I was good on that.
Okay.
That was good.
Yeah, I was gonna go to the account with David, but I think we're good on the point, right?
Yeah.
Where were we at?
45.
Yeah, we've been finished. Right. Yeah, 45.
I believe.
Yeah, we was at
Yeah.
44. So you stopped at verse 32.
No, we was at
No, we
45.
passed that. We at 45.
Yeah, we're at 9. Con.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Y'all still gonna get Leviticus 19 or y'all just?
I think we good. I mean,
I think we drove the point home when we showed them how we supposed to address our brothers, whether they in their ignorance or whether they be within the faith. You know what I mean? The book of Genesis chapter 45, verse 19. Haste ye and go up to my father and say unto him, thus saith thy son Joseph, Yahweh hath made me Lord of all Egypt. Come down unto me, tarry not, and thou shalt dwell in the land of Goshen, and thou shalt be near unto me, thou and thy children, and thy children's children, and thy flocks and thy herds, and all that thou hast, and there will I nourish thee. For yet there are 5 years of famine, lest thou and thy household and all that thou hast come to poverty.
Pause there. Go to Psalms 34:7, and this is this scripture actually goes with the point that elder you last made of in that scripture you pulled, with the righteous will evil come to the righteous in that Peter.
Yeah.
Right, Psalms 34:7. Because this is what's happening with Jacob. Go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 7. The angel of Yahweh encampeth around about them that fear him and delivereth them.
So Jacob's always he feared the Most High. He's been doing that with Jacob. Right? Go ahead. Come.
Oh, taste and see that Yahweh is good. Blessed is the man that trusteth in him.
Read.
Oh, fear Yahweh, yea, his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek Yahweh shall not want any good thing.
What we read here in Genesis, we can drop that. We're reading that right now. The Most High made all these things happen. Now Joseph's going to get Jacob, and everybody's coming into Egypt. Most High has made it happen where everybody's gonna suffer from the famine, but he said that I will nourish thee for and thy household and all thou hast, so that they don't come to poverty. Right? It's because Jacob and the 12 they trusted in the Most High.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Verse 14. And he fell upon his brother Benjamin's neck and wept, and Benjamin wept upon his neck. Moreover, he kissed all his brethren and wept upon them. And after that, his brethren talked with him. And the fame thereof was heard in Pharaoh's house, saying, Joseph's brethren are come. And it pleased Pharaoh well and his servants. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, say unto thy brethren, this do ye lay your beast and go get you unto the land of Canaan, and take your father and your households, and come unto me, and I will give you the good of the land of Egypt, and ye shall eat the fat of the land. Now that are commanded this, do ye take ye wagons out of the land of Egypt for your little ones and for your wives, and bring your father and come. And regard not your stuff, for the good of all the land of Egypt is yours. And the children of Israel did so, and Joseph gave them wagons according to the commandment of Pharaoh, and gave them provision for the way. To all of them he gave each man changes of raiment, but to Benjamin he gave 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of raiment. And to his father he sent after this manner 10 asses, laden with the good things of Egypt, and 10 she-asses laden with the corn and bread and meat for his father by the way. So he sent his brethren away, and they departed. And he said unto them, see that ye fail not out by the way.
Fall not out.
See that you fall not out by the way. And they went up out of Egypt and came into the land of Canaan unto Jacob their father, and told him, saying, Joseph is yet alive, and he is governor over all of the land of Egypt. And Jacob's heart fainted, for he believed them not. And they told him all the words of Joseph, which he had said unto them. And when he saw the wagons which Joseph had sent to carry him, the spirit of Jacob their father revived. And Israel said, it is enough. Joseph, my son, is yet alive. I will go and see him before I die.
Okay, come. It's 3 o'clock. We can stop right there and pick up back next week. We'll pick it back up at chapter 46. And this is what we're reading on this. So this is how Israel got into Egypt, right? So we'll pick up 46 next week. You want to do the closing announcement?
Once again, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High Yahweh in the name of his son Yahweh Shai. We are Hebrew, chosen elect. Greetings to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the 4 corners of the globe. If you're here in Delaware, you can fellowship with us at Rose Hill Community Center at 19 Lampson Lane, classroom 110B, Newcastle, Delaware, from 12 p.m. Salakia to 3 p.m. on Shabbat. And if you want to watch any of our older classes, you can watch them on Facebook here at Rise of the Chosen. You can see our older lessons and videos on Hebrew Chosen Elect 2, HCE Reloaded, HCE Gemaria, and Mikael 7 on YouTube. And if you'd like to reach out to me or Gemaria or the elder, you can reach out to Elder Barak at Marsha Yasha Allah on YouTube. You can reach out to me at Brandon Daniels on Facebook, Yakanah Maccabeus. And you can also reach out to Gemaria at We Are Israel on Facebook. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can inbox us. And with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.
Oh, if you would like to give any alms or free will offerings, you can give on Cash App at # Hebrew Chosen Elect. Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Bahashem Yahushua.
Bahashem Yahushua.